Today on the Cool Stuff Guys Like channel, I'm going to show you how to change your oil in a Subaru Legacy with a 2.5 engine. This particular Legacy is a 2013, and it probably won't vary a lot depending on the year, but if you have this year, it's going to be exactly the same. What you need to do this is 5 quarts of 0W20 full synthetic. This is Mobile 1, doesn't really matter that much. Oil filter, a 17mm socket. I like the 6-point socket versus I think it's 12 points on some of the sockets, just because these are less likely to strip the bolt out. And also what you need are some little crush washers for this particular car. Something to put your oil in is important, and finally some sort of ramps. I just have some little ramps that I made out of stacked up 2x4s here, which works pretty good. And we'll get to it. So first things first, just pop your hood, reach under here, pull that, and reach under here, push right there, there's a little latch. Alright, so we're gonna have to reach up underneath here, put your oil holder, make sure it's got enough room to fit 5 quarts of oil in it. Just put it underneath your plug, which hopefully you can see this. Let's see. Your plug is right there, and that's a 17mm. So I'll pop that off, and make sure your car engine you didn't just get home or something where it's pretty hot. I'll try to get a better angle here. What I like to do here is I like to push inwards on this as I unscrew it, so that I have more control over when it pops off instead of it just shooting off on its own will. So when I think I've loosened it enough, I will pull it and get my hand out of the way really quickly. Alright, I think we're good. So the oil is all drained out. I've got to put my plug back in, of course. But before I do that, I want to put a crush washer on, a new crush washer on it. And this thing has an orientation to it. So there's a curved side and there's a flat side. And the flat side goes up against the plug. So you put it on here, and the way I'm holding it now, the curved side is up. And there's a flat on the plug, so it kind of makes sense, I guess. And what I'll do is I'll just screw that back in and tighten it. Alright, we're almost done. Now we just have to change out the filter and fill it back up with oil. So here the filter sits right on top of the engine, which is really nice. I'm really glad Subaru did that. And you should be able to get this off by hand. There it goes. But if you can't get it off, they make little wrenches for this, or you could even, in this case, you could just use like a pipe wrench on it because it's a pretty small filter. Alright. Filter off. Little gasket came off. So just make sure your sealing surface nice and clean. And open up in it. So I'm going to take some of this new oil and just wipe it around this gasket so it's not too sticky, and tighten it. So tighten it, reasonably tight, but just by hand. And I didn't mention this earlier, but you're going to want to funnel when you refill, especially today because it's a little bit windy out. So right next to your filter is your engine oil cap, and right on the cap it says 0W20. And this car takes 5 quarts. And that's pretty much the most important part. Don't forget to put the oil in. And never even think about starting your motor until you put the oil in. Put your lid back on, cap. Alright, and we're right at the higher of these 2 dots, so high level, low level, and that's exactly where you want to be. And that's pretty much all there is to it. It's really, really easy in this car. The only one other thing I like to do is I will reset one of my trip odometers. I'll just reset it to 0, and when it hits 7,500 miles, you'll know it's time to do the process over again. So hopefully this helps you change your own oil, save you some money. Thanks for watching.